Even though decades have passed from the 1970s to today, some vehicles of that era remain unique even now. Here you will see the 11 most beautiful classic Mercedes of the 1970s. Each of these vehicles is a legend in its own right, an engineering marvel. Now get ready to travel back to the 1970s accompanied by these vehicles. Some of the cars here may excite you. The reason for this is that Mercedes-Benz in that era created not just a car, but as if it created a dream. Now you will see the brightest, most powerful, and most fascinating 11 classic Mercedes vehicles of that era. Take your tea or coffee, lean back, and travel back to the 1970s accompanied by these vehicles and enjoy the video. Let's begin. The first car, Mercedes-Benz 450SL R107. Mercedes introduced the R107 in 1971 at the Geneva Motor Show. That day, everyone looked with admiration at the car standing before them. The Mercedes-Benz R107 was of an unprecedented beauty for that era. The 450SL, built on the Mercedes-Benz R107 platform, was seen as a revolution in the 1970s. With its wide stance, this car combined sportiness and elegance in one place. Its long hood, adorned with chrome details, added beauty upon beauty to the car. The V8 engine inside it had 225 horsepower. This figure managed to put the sports cars of that era to shame. But the special quality of the Mercedes 450SL did not end with performance. When you sat in the driver's seat, you were greeted with the smell of leather. The wood-trimmed instrument panel, combined with German engineering, offered a design that made the user feel special. The Mercedes 450SL was in the garages of Hollywood stars, in the collections of many wealthy people, and even on the streets of Monaco. The important part is that even today, collectors who touch this car with delicate touches keep it alive. The Mercedes R107 was produced until 1989. This made it one of the longest produced Mercedes vehicles. The reason a car was produced for such a long time is, in one word, because it was perfect. The second car, Mercedes-Benz 450SEL 6.9 W116. When this car was launched in 1975, everyone was in shock. The slogan, "The world's fastest sedan," sparked great curiosity in people, and this claim was not at all exaggerated, because it had a massive 6.9-liter V8 engine. The Mercedes 450SEL 6.9 on the W116 platform was named so. This engine produced 286 horsepower and 550 Newton-meters of torque. For the 1970s, these figures were shocking. But the most striking part was not that the engine was so powerful or fast. It was that such a massive engine ran very quietly and smoothly. Inside the car, people did not feel that it was moving. The hydropneumatic suspension system absorbed all the bumps in the road, making you feel as if you were flying through the air. The interior of the Mercedes-Benz 450SEL 6.9 fully lived up to the word luxury. Deeply ribbed leather seats, an automatic system where the air conditioning adjusted itself, electric windows, and technology that could be considered incredible for its era. The Mercedes 450SEL 6.9 reached 0 to 100 in just 7.4 seconds. Today, when you encounter one of these cars, if you still feel a power, an authority, a dignity, rest assured that this is exactly what the engineers of the 1970s were aiming for. The third car, Mercedes-Benz 280 Coupe W114. Cars also have a soul. Some vehicles want to take you to war. Some exist to relax you. The Mercedes W114 Coupe, on the other hand, was designed to enchant you. The 1973 model Mercedes 280CE had one of the most stylish body designs Mercedes designed in this decade. The B-pillarless body structure, that is, that rare design that remains completely open without any pillar in the middle when the car doors are opened, was a detail that even today many manufacturers cannot achieve. Thanks to this feature, the car had both gained a visual lightness and possessed a unique sense of freedom. The 2.8-liter six-cylinder engine, although it did not have the massive power of the 450 SEL, created a perfect experience for the driver in terms of road holding and balance. With its bright color options, elegant chrome-framed windows, and that characteristic Mercedes craftsmanship, the 280CE was transformed from a car into a work of art. The details of this car were thoughtfully considered. The way the door handle fit your hand, the position of the gauge needles on the background, even the solid sound made when the glove box was closed. Today, many people are looking for this model, and they evaluate this car with a collector's eye, and they are very right. The beauty this car presented surpassed its own era. The fourth car, Mercedes-Benz 450 SLC C107. Now before you stands the slightly elongated and more charismatic sibling of the Mercedes 450 SL, the Mercedes 450 SLC. This car was launched in 1972. It was basically designed on a 36-centimeter elongated wheelbase of the R107, and the rear seats became more comfortable thanks to this length. This length also allowed for four-person long journeys rather than two-person getaways. But the most interesting part was on the performance tracks. Mercedes participated in the African Safari Rally and other international races with the Mercedes 450 SLC and left all its competitors behind. These victories proved to the world how durable this car was, and at the same time that it was suitable for daily use. While the luxury elements of the Mercedes 450 SL were preserved inside the car, with the larger rear section and wider trunk, they had created something perfect. Today, those who encounter the Mercedes 450 SLC see a racing champion while at the same time greeting a dinner guest. At least they experience such a feeling. The fifth car, Mercedes-Benz 300 SEL 6.3 W109. Actually, this model was launched in 1968, but it continued to be produced until 1972. You feel the spirit of the 1970s in this car to the fullest. The reason this car is on this list is that it is, in the truest sense, the product of an engineer's madness, and this madness is magnificent. The massive 6.3-liter, 250 horsepower V8 engine of the large 600 model was placed in the body of Mercedes' flagship 300 SEL limousine of the era. Everyone thought this was impossible. The engineers, however, did not just think. They believed and accomplished it. As a result, they managed to make a car that reached 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.5 seconds. This car even left Ferraris in shock at that time. Moreover, 4 people could travel very comfortably with this car. Today, this car is at the world's most prestigious auctions, and its price soars high in every era. I don't know whether to call this an engineering marvel or a monument of courage. It could be both. The sixth car, Mercedes-Benz 280S and 280SE W116. With the W116 series launched in 1972, Mercedes redefined the S-Class. And this new definition drew the attention of the world's most powerful names to itself. Presidents, prime ministers, business giants, and royal families all owned this car. The reason is that the W116 was one of the rare vehicles that managed to combine safety, comfort, and prestige in that era. The 280 SE version had been transformed into an engineering marvel with its 2.8-liter six-cylinder engine and the ABS braking system that was added to this series for the first time in 1978. With its cream-colored leather upholstery, wood-trimmed panels, and quietly running engine, it offered the user a sort of luxurious comfort. The engineers had carefully designed every measurement, every surface, every stitch. Making this car a status document had been set as a goal. Even the smallest mistakes were not overlooked. Today, those who encounter this car cannot believe that it was produced decades ago. The W116 is still unique even today. The seventh car, Mercedes-Benz 230 CE and 230C W123 Coupe. The W123 series began production in 1976 and appealed to a very wide audience. The coupe versions of this series, the 230C and 280CE, were specially offered to those who wanted to have such luxury rather than to the wealthy. The W123 Coupe was tailor-made for people wanting to escape from the noise of the city, looking for a quality experience on weekend drives. With its 2.3-liter engine, the W123 Coupe was an economical car, and it also held within itself Mercedes's indispensable reliability standard. Subsequent research revealed that the W123 series, which surpassed 500,000 kilometers, was the most durable car in the world. Today, you can still see the W123 in working condition, and when its engine starts, when you hear that distinctive melody of the 1970s, both nostalgia and admiration arise within you. But it should not be forgotten that the W123 is not just a vehicle, but a document of trust. This car fully gave German engineering its due. The eighth car, Mercedes-Benz 240D and 300D W115 series. In the 1970s, with the oil crisis, people were looking for fuel-efficient cars. Mercedes did not leave this unanswered and launched that legendary W115 series. The diesel engine versions of this series, the 240D and 300D, became a sort of myth over time. Especially the 300D version went down in history as one of the longest-lasting cars. Even today, these cars are still used as service vehicles in many countries, from Greece to the Middle East, from Africa to Latin America. I think most of you have not heard that a Mercedes 240D entered the Guinness Book of Records. The 1976 model Mercedes-Benz 240D W115, owned by Greek taxi driver Gregorios Sachinidis, displayed a world record-breaking mileage performance with 4.6 million kilometers. A car may seem plain, luxury options are limited, the engine sound is a bit harsh, a patient character is required for acceleration, but these cars appeal to people who have made reliability a way of life. And this philosophy has come down to the present day, defying time. The ninth car, Mercedes-Benz 600 Grosser W100. This car had created its own unique category. It began production in 1963 and continued until 1981. In the 1970s, one of the world's most prestigious cars was precisely the Mercedes 600 Grosser. The Mercedes W100 was a palace mansion rather than a limousine. Its 6.3-liter V8 engine ran everything with a hydraulic system: windows, doors, sunroof, seat adjustments. When there was a hydraulic failure in the car, it was not possible to open the door manually. The reason is that everything was designed with very heavy and complex engineering, but those who owned this car did not need to worry about maintenance costs anyway. The customer list that bought this car: Pope Paul VI, Mao Zedong, Fidel Castro, Idi Amin, Saddam Hussein, Coco Chanel, and Elvis Presley. The common point of all these names was that they chose a single car that was a symbol of power and prestige. The Mercedes Grosser was the most concrete symbol of holding power. Today, these cars are exhibited in museums and private collections. Their prices, on the other hand, are creating new peaks. The 10th car, Mercedes-Benz 350 SL. You may think it remained in the shadow of the 450 SL, but the 350 SL is a unique model in its own right and fully deserves to be on this list. Launched in 1971, this model offered the driver a sporty driving experience with its 3.5-liter V8 engine and lighter structure. Although it was slightly behind the 450 SL in terms of power, due to its road holding and agility, most people preferred the Mercedes 350 SL. Especially in Europe, it received very intense attention and was considered one of the most stylish cars of its era. The Mercedes 350 SL had almost the same design as the 450 SL in terms of design. The people the 350 SL appealed to were also those aware of fine details. Today, the 350 SL may receive less attention than the 450 SL, but in the world of collecting, its value is rising a little more each year because the right people know its value. The 11th and final car, Mercedes-Benz 350 SLC. Let's meet the last beauty of our list and make a closing. The 1970s were both the peak of a golden age for Mercedes and a period when great transformations began. The Mercedes 350 SLC model, which continued to be produced from 1971 to 1981, resembled a farewell that carried within it the entire spirit of this decade, with its long, elegant body, chrome details, wood and leather interior. This car became the most beautiful final sentence written for an era. When retired engineers talk about these cars, they cannot contain themselves, because they designed these vehicles not at a desk, but with their hands, with their hearts, with dedication. Every rivet, every welding point, every coating was hidden in a decision, and those decisions were made by people, for people. Today, when you encounter these cars, you feel a deep respect for human effort. And perhaps this is why these cars are still here, because time cannot pass over things made with real labor. And that's it, the 11 most beautiful Mercedes of the 1970s with all their elegance and power before you. You can specify in the comments which of these cars you liked. Do you think the most beautiful was the raw power of the 450 SEL 6.9, or the elegant lines of the 280 CE, or the magnificent grandeur of the 600 Grosser? We have come to the end of the video. In the next video, I will talk about 11 incredible facts about classic Mercedes-Benz. If you love classic cars or are a true Mercedes fan, I am preparing videos about classic Mercedes especially for you on my channel. To be informed about those videos, you can subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like. If you specify in the comments which cars you would like to see in the next videos, you will help me too. See you in the next video.